Children, in last time we had studied about the Haber's process. We were discussing about 15th group element, P block. And up to Haber's process we have discussed how to prepare the ammonia by Haber's process. Like we have discussed how to maximize the formation of ammonia by Le Chatelier's principle. Of course we need higher concentration of N2 and H2, higher pressure and lower temperature. That much we have discussed. Now we pass on to the other. Now we see its properties. What are the different properties of ammonia? It is colorless gas with pungent odor. It is soluble in water. It is basic in nature because there is present lone pair of electron over nitrogen. It reacts with the acid forming salts. With metal ions, it forms the complex compounds. In class 11th also, you must have studied about the deep blue color reaction for the formation. So copper react with ammonia, forming ammoniatic electron complex compound. Pass on to the next one. Oxo acids of nitrogen. Nitrogen forms three important oxo acids: H2N2O2 hyponitrous acid, HNO2 nitrous acid, HNO3 nitric acid. What are oxo acids, children? The acids having hydrogen as well as oxygen. HCl is not an oxo acid. It is a mineral acid. But for the nitrogen we are having three important oxo acids. You can note down their names. About the last one you must have heard earlier also. Pass on to the next. Now as we have seen about ammonia, like as another important compound is nitric acid. How do we prepare nitric acid? We prepare nitric acid by an important process called Ostwald process. In this process we take the help of ammonia already prepared, we oxidize it, then we get NO. This NO again oxidized to form NO2, and this NO2 get oxidized to form nitric acid. Of course this NH3 will not be here, it should be the N. Like this it should be. The correct reaction is N. This NO get oxidized to NO2, and then NO2 get oxidized to nitric acid. The nitric acid prepared is 68%, and to get much higher concentration, we dehydrate it with the concentrated H2SO4. You can note down this reaction. Now we see the properties of nitric acid. As you know, it is a strong acid. It oxidizes various compounds, but it cannot oxidize gold and platinum because they are quite inert. Likewise, elements like chromium and aluminium do not dissolve in concentrated nitric acid. Why? Because they are highly reactive, chromium and aluminium, they form the oxide, passive film of oxides over there like aluminium oxide, chromium oxides. In that case also, they do not dissolve in concentrated nitric acid. So such type of questions may be asked in 1 mark question. With metals, how do it react with metals? When we talk about copper, so copper may give you the different products with different mediums, dilute HNO3, concentrated HNO3. With dilute nitric acid, it will give you nitric oxide. With concentrated, it will give you nitrogen dioxide. Likewise, zinc also gives different products. Zinc gives nitrous oxide, and with concentrated it gives NO. The main focus is concentrated. In both the cases you get NO2 product. But with dilute, here you get NO, and with zinc you get N2. So these products you need to learn. These. Why they form the different products, that we can discuss later on. With non-metal, one of the important reactions of iodine, it forms iodic acid, HiO3. This is also important. Sometimes it is asked to complete the reactions, and we need to learn such type of reactions. Another important question comes sometimes: what is brown ring test? In practicals also, we have to do it. So to detect the nitrate ion, for confirmation, we do the brown ring test. It is an important test. During the test, we oxidize Fe2 plus into Fe3 plus. How? We take freshly prepared FeSO4 and the salt containing nitrate ion. Suppose you take sodium nitrate, salt containing nitrate ion, you dissolve in water, then you add ferrous sulfate freshly prepared, and along the side of the test tube you add concentrated H2SO4. So you will get a brown ring between the two layers, which indicate or which confirm the presence of nitrate ion. What is the formula is this brown ring formed? That is important, or often asked in the examination. FeH2O5NO2+. So you just note it down, this one. It is important. What is the formula of the brown ring? Next compound is phosphorus. In case of phosphorus, different allotropic forms of phosphorus are there: white or yellow, black phosphorus, red phosphorus. White phosphorus is highly toxic. It can ignite when exposed to air. In case of matchbox, along the side of the matchbox is used. Vaccine soluble in H2O, more reactive than other solids due to the angular strain in the P4 molecule. And it glows in the dark also. White phosphorus, then red phosphorus, prepared by heating white phosphorus only at 573 Kelvin and inert atmosphere. It is also odorless, non-poisonous and insoluble. Less reactive than white phosphorus. Sometimes the difference is asked between white and red like this. But it forms the polymeric structure consisting of P4 units linked together. And therefore its melting point is higher and density is also higher. Another allotropic form is black phosphorus, which is prepared by heating white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin under higher pressure. It exists in two forms, alpha black and beta black. Thermodynamically most stable, if someone it may be asked thermodynamically most stable, and it has an opaque monoclinic or rhombic crystalline structures. Pass on to the another important compound, phosphine. As we have seen NH3, that was ammonia, it is phosphine. Phosphine can be prepared by different reactions like calcium phosphide on hydrolysis gives you calcium hydroxide and pH3. Calcium phosphide on reacting with acid gives you phosphine. Directly phosphorus on reacting with NaOH gives you phosphorus. So there are a number of reactions, but these reactions are important. Complete the reaction on 1 mark, may be asked. Phosphine is an important compound. It is used as always signals in the sea as smoke screens. When the various ships approach to each other, so they want to give the signal to each other, and for that they use this always signal. What they do, they throw this calcium phosphide along with the water, so there is production of pH3, which gets spontaneously gives you the smoke screens. What are the different properties of phosphine? It is colorless gas, it is poisonous and it explodes on coming in contact with trace of oxidizing agent like nitric acid, chlorine, bromine. It is weaker base as compared to ammonia, and with acid it forms salt. It is weaker base as compared to ammonia. It may be asked in the reasoning list. What is the reason? Because in case of pH3, we have lone pair of electron over phosphorus and its density gets dispersed, so not easily available. Whereas in case of ammonia, it is easily available for donation. So ammonia is more basic as compared to pH3, or we can say it is weaker base as compared to NH3. Of course, it is base react with acid, give you salt. Now if we talk about different halides of phosphorus, so phosphorus react with halides like chlorine, it forms two important halides, PCl3 and PCl5. In case of PCl5, in the solid state it exists as ionic compound, PCl4 plus cation part, PCl6 minus anion part. Though in the gaseous phase it exists as PCl5 only. PCl3, PCl5 in detail you must have studied during hybridization reactions. Bond angle of axial PCl bond is longer than equatorial PCl bond due to the more repulsion of axial bond. What does it mean? You take CL and goes like this. So these are the axial bonds. Their bond length is larger because there is more repulsion as compared to equatorial bonds due to more repulsion of axial bonds. PCl3 on reaction with water gives you H3PO3, whereas PCl5 gives you POCl3 and finally H3PO4. So you can learn these reactions also. Now we pass on to the oxo acids of phosphorus. As we have seen oxo acids of nitrogen, nitrous acid, nitric acid. Likewise here also we are having different oxo acids of phosphorus. Like the first one is H3PO2 and its name is hypophosphorus acid. Oxidation state of phosphorus comes to +1. You need to learn the structures of these different oxo acids. H3PO3, H4P2O7 and so on. In case of H3PO2, what do you observe? Phosphorus is having 5 valency, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are having only one OH which is attached and therefore hydrogen is removed. So it is monobasic. Whereas in case of H3PO3, what do we have? We have 2 OH. That means 2 OH bond attached and 2 hydrogen can be removed. And in case of H3PO4 we have 3. So it is diabasic because 2 hydrogen are available to be removed. Whereas in H3PO4 we have 3. Likewise pyrophosphorus, hypophosphoric, orthophosphoric acid, H3PO4 here we are having 3. So it will be tribasic, it will be dibasic. You can note down that. You need to learn the structures. Must be given in your NCERT textbook. From there you can note it down easily because the structures are also asked. One more oxo acid H4P2O7 in CBSE oftenly asked its structure. So here we attach 2 phosphorate atoms to one single oxygen. Valency remains 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oxygen valency 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here also 1 and another will be with hydrogen. Its structure also you can note down, given in your NCERT book. You might be able to note down. Next time we can start with the 16th group elements, but before that I would like to tell you the questions are asked on 3 type of questions: multiple choice questions, assumption based questions and mainly reasoning based questions. So such type of questions we can discuss in the assignment portion that I will also provide you. Assignments. In case of assignments, you can have a practice of these questions like multiple choice questions, text based questions, draw the structure as I just now told you H4P2O7 that I wanted to tell you. Like in 16th group also we will discuss the difference between red and white phosphorus, monoclinic rhombic sulfur. Reasoning based questions are asked. What is the reason behind that? Different NO is paramagnetic and gaseous state but diamagnetic in liquid state. At last we will discuss all these. One more type of questions are also asked, assertion and reason type of questions. That means out of these 5 you need to choose one answer. Whether the assertion is correct or reason is correct or both are correct or both are wrong. On this basis the type of questions are asked. Like N2 is less reactive than P4, nitrogen has more electron gain enthalpy than phosphorus. Nitrogen has more electron gain enthalpy, nothing to do with this, because nitrogen is less reactive. Why? Multiple bond, having higher bond dissociation enthalpy as compared to P4, where only single bond is present. So on this basis you can decide the answer. So different type of reasoning based questions. Thank you.